Let's then move on to 1.4, Green Fleet.
The Green Fleet Initiative is intended to make our vehicles, city vehicles, more energy efficient. And as they come to the end of their useful life and need to be replaced, the initiative suggests that there be an evaluation of what's the most energy efficient vehicle, what's the smallest one to accomplish the purpose. The smaller the vehicle, the less gasoline it uses, presumably. If we possibly we could use alternative fuels, or any kind of vehicle that is more energy efficient, and that changes over time. Things progress and evolve and get better over time. So as the vehicle needs to be replaced, we will evaluate it at that current moment to determine what the best replacement would be for an energy efficient use.
Anything on 1.4? Councilor St. Paul.
If we could just do this forward, because for some reason I have a feeling that sometimes we may have already done some of this stuff or started stuff. In terms of the short-term recommendations completed in 3 years, have we done any of these short-term recommendations?
Well, we have a hybrid sanitation truck.
Okay.
I believe
done a full inventory of the city fleet.
I don't.
No, relative to fuel consumption, no.
No. Mm-hmm.
All right, so we haven't done any of the short-term goals.
No. No.
I'm just saying, in analyzing each one we go through, if we've done some of them, it would be helpful.
No, it's a good question. I don't believe that we've done any of them yet.
Right. And talking, we have a hybrid truck, garbage truck, right?
Yes.
Okay. How much did that cost to convert it to hybrid?
I don't know. We just sent a detailed memo to the council just last week, incorporating the costs, the savings, the whole thing. I don't have it off the top of my head.
I don't either. I'd have to provide it. I can provide it.
I think it was 100. So I don't want to guess. I don't want to guess.
Do we remember what the savings was? I remember seeing the memo, but I don't recall the amount of savings. I don't even think it was complete in terms of.
It was still going through. I know it's still going through the evaluation period.
I think it needs to run for a year, and then they were going to make a figure out how much.
Yeah, it was just an update. It wasn't.
I don't believe there was a final conclusion. So September we'll basically know how much was saved in fuel on that hybrid.
Yeah, maybe a month after. Allow the consultant a month to put this report together, perhaps.
Because I think that would be. Will help me a lot in terms of whether it's cost efficient to convert over to hybrid. Oh, I don't even know what just an all hybrid garbage truck costs.
Well, a new hybrid garbage truck is significantly more expensive than a conventional garbage truck. The conversion we did was converting an old truck, so that has to be also the life of the vehicle has to be weighed in on the savings and things of that nature. So it's going to take a little bit of an analysis. I don't think it's a simple equation on what we saved based on the fact that I think it was 3 times, Jeff, the amount to buy a new truck than it was to convert an existing one, or somewhere along those lines. It was very expensive.
Yeah, I think they had gathered market data on what was available, and they were rather expensive.
Because that also helps, at least me, understand how we should, if we're looking at converting our fleet, what should be priority? Smaller vehicles, motorcycles first, because that gets more bang for your buck versus the big stuff.
We are moving towards moving some of the vehicles in the pool fleet to hybrids, but I will tell you that when the hybrids, we buy our vehicles on the state contract, so we're somewhat limited in what we can get. The purchase of hybrid vehicles, even the smaller ones, was significantly more expensive than the purchase of regular vehicles. But this go-around, the leasing on the contract, which we lease a lot of our vehicles, it was pretty close. It wasn't as expensive, so we are going to lease a couple of hybrids for the pool. So we are looking at all of them. There's some things that probably aren't appropriate for hybrids. Jeff knows better than I do, but we're not just looking at the big vehicles. We'll look at the whole fleet.
Well, just not that I'm in the habit of correcting the boss, but the actually the opposite was true this time around. The lease for a hybrid was actually cheaper than the straight alternative.
The lease, that's right.
The lease. Yeah, it was a unique situation.
That's
We use the buying power of the state, so in this case, the state probably wanted
a lot.
quite a few of those, yeah.
So you purchase in bulk and you get cheaper.
That's the benefit of the state contract, yeah.
And then, so later on, we'll be able to measure whether we continue that trend of purchasing the hybrids based on the fuel savings.
I get the feeling that it's going to be a mixed bag over the course of the next couple of years. We may have seen that case this time around, but we may not be in that position, next year.
This is a tough equation, actually, because if we don't get a good purchase price on the hybrids versus a non-hybrid vehicle, then that's going to cost us more, because the hybrids are going to cost more, and we may not see the cost savings in the fuel. So we never know what we're going to get here.
My sense,
We just happen to be lucky that the hybrid's cheaper lease-wise this year than the regular vehicles.
my sense would be that over the course of the next series of years, the state's at their level is probably going to push to do more hybrid than they do now. They already do compressed natural gas for a lot of the DOT vehicles. So you see those regularly on the state contract. We don't have those fueling facilities available to us, so we can't avail ourselves of that. But at least for the straight hybrid that you would go onto the lot and buy for a car or SUV, I think you're going to see that probably more often than not going forward.
So, Councilmember Stowe?